is that? Well, because it has to make sense to me. I'm not gonna just yes you for the. I'm not saying that you do. You're more lenient with knock yourself out. I lean more towards purpose, probably more than I should, but I like to set that tone so that when we have purposeful conversations later, you already know that's my tone. Well, the downside, if you will, if you must say there's a the downside is dear son, why'd you go silent? If you're time they talk to you, or my sons feel like every time they talk to me, there's gonna be a certain level of accountability or direction or thought process involved. Even when we're playing, I'm still trying to exercise your thought muscle, if you will. I want you to think. I want you to focus. And then sometimes they just want to veg out. And you thinking, oh hell, son, don't have so much time to get yourself together.
What up? We're back. We're at Lulu's, a black-owned restaurant. We're in Tuckasegee, I think. But look at this. I don't want to get my hopes up early. We got honey lemon pepper wings, mac and cheese, cornbread, fried catfish with their Cajun sauce. Oh, did I find another one? Did I find? Shout out Sully. Shout out you, Sully. You gave me this one. We're gonna go in the mac first. Oh dear. Walk with me. Maybe we should walk this way. Oh no. We might have found another one. Look at these wings. Crispy. Oh my god. It's hot. But it is good. Oh, wow. That is one of the best wings I've ever had. Oh my gosh. I didn't get their names in there. That is insane. Oh, I'm nervous to try this. No one deserves this. I mean, this is ridiculous. Cajun sauce. Here we go. Melt in your mouth. Melt in your mouth. Dude, look at those wings. I can't get over that. The size of those things. The mac. This place, you have to come. I would travel day and night for this place. Let's try the cornbread. Are you kidding me? Walk with me. All right. What's your
You getting cooked?
wrap it up? Let's catfish. What's up? We're here. Slappy's chicken. Oh my goodness. All right, guys, we're here. Ideal. What up? We're back. We're at Cuzzo's Cuisine, another soul food staple off of North Toronto State. Look what we have here. We got mambo wings, jerk chicken, pineapple thing, lobster and shrimp mac and cheese, waffle flight, shrimp and grits. Are you kidding? This might put me into orbit. This one might put me into orbit. the straw that broke the camel's back? That might be this one. We're going to start with these Mambo. What up? We're back. We're at
From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And space tough to come by there as they get maybe a yard to the 37. You talk about this Chiefs defense. They enter this one 18th in the NFL in stopping the run.
And being able to set the tone early in this game, because when you get down to it, it's that sign that we saw in their football facility when we visited with them. The one that said no explosives, no big plays, no chunk plays. That's what they've got to take care of.
Here's 2nd and 8. Man, and he hits him in stride. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. This defense for the Chiefs, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Looking for Austin, intercepted. Picked off by Nick Bolton. A super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
Well, short of them returning it for a pick 6, that was about the worst start you could ask for in this one, because your advantage of getting the ball first is gone, and they're set up a short distance from your end zone. Now you're counting on your defense to prevent a touchdown, and your offense, you better be ready to come out swinging on the next series.
15. Yep. Yellow. 15.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Here's Mahomes to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
Attack! Yellow! Hero 15!
Now Mahomes. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. 1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. They stopped short. Down at the 1. Had the great move, but couldn't get it all the way home. Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal. That was a lightning-fast decision that time. He just caught it and got rid of it.
Because he saw his guy was going to be open immediately. So he took the R, the run, out of the play. He took the O, the option, out of the play, and immediately got to the pass.
Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? Pacheco is into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Sometimes offense, if you get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And it's now a 7-0 game. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And a pretty poor kick here. It doesn't make it to the landing zone. And that means he'll move the ball out to the 40-yard line. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Off the draw, here's Johnson. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. 2nd and 3. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Pass complete to DK Metcalf. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh 1st.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll give up the middle to Johnson. That's some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 10 more there and another 1st down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. To throw. Now a run, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. That's George Karlaftis, who fought his way through the line to bury him.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in. You talk about this Chiefs defense. They find themselves just a couple of spots outside of the top 10 defending the pass, number 12 in the league.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typically what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Jalen Waddle, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the 1st quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. as he's all the way inside the 20-yard line.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8.
It's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
So we stop for no gain. And 3rd and 1 now.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. 7-7, our score after 1. Second quarter from Arrowhead, it's the Chiefs in possession as they go to work on a 1st and goal. They'll run here with Pacheco. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Here's Pacheco once again. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Extra point by Butker on target, and that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7 as they come up 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and not afraid.
Well, that'll be incomplete. And he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
A good return there, 17 yards. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. For this offense, looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3. Because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Yellow. Hey, 43, attack.
Mahomes going to throw. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. They'll be a gain of just a yard, and that will bring up second down. The Chiefs at 2-0 here to begin the season. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They work now on 2nd and 9. They run it with Pacheco from the gun. He won't find a ton of space following the display of power as he's down just inside the 45.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. That's caught. It's Xavier Worthy. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Pacheco gets it up the gut. Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Mahomes now to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 13-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Yellow. Hey, 57. Attack.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Chiefs have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by Butker is on target. And it's now 21-7.
Steelers 7.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just get back to score.
And this is going to be a Steelers first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. to throw now on first down. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. This is caught inside the 15. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. DK Metcalf, 59 yards. And the Steelers have cut it back within a score. Extra point right down the middle. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Past midfield. Still going. One man to beat. And he will score. Touchdown, Chiefs. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him. Kick it to him. The way he runs, as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they got them pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, put the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Back to throw here.
Now a screen set up for Johnson.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Back to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
2nd and 10. Taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Now they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A breakdown defensively there as the scramble is going to set him up with a much more manageable 3rd down. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on 1st down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on 3rd down, makes it manageable now.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I've got a good friend in football, always talks about vindictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
No move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. He'll drop to throw. Everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by Leo Chanel. And the Chiefs will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Yellow, yellow. Hey, Riplet, yellow, yellow. Yellow.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Now here's Mahomes. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Hey, 43, 43. Hey, yellow, hey, go. Attack.
To throw, it's Mahomes. And he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Now a timeout signal for him. They'll get him with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes.
Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And that will get out of bounds. Lucky there. They keep possession inside the 5.
On any 1st and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got it.
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. Butker's kick here is good. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ready for the start of the 3rd quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well. And most importantly, partner,
and they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and a yard. They'll set up a throw. That's complete. Left side to Worthy. Down to the 10. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. And Xavier Worthy, 51 yards. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. All right? Speed limits out there, and off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Steelers 14.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
Oh, and that's kind of how it's gone for him so far. That was a ball they need to get back in this game. A quick strike, a big play. But he led his guy too far, and it winds up over his head.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He'll let it fly for Austin. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll drop the throw. He's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Chiefs are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd down and 4.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's got this down to the 35. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
A good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down, because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Now a first carry here for the running back. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Working from the gun, Mahomes shakes off the sack, losing 9 yards there, and it also brings up 4th. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This from 54 yards away. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. And this will stay a 3-score game at 24. Charles, 54 yards. I'm surprised that came up short.
I would agree with that one, because normally, if he misses, it's accuracy, not length, because he has plenty of leg for that. But maybe it's like I hit my golf shot, maybe it's like my wedge. When you chili dip and you hit the ground ahead of it, sometimes that'll shorten your distance as well.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 19 yards there on the catch and run. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 45 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Out to the flat here for Johnson. And he's able to break out a run tackle, but then quickly brought down. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it'll be 2nd down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
2nd and 6.
Let's go now.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag is down. This could possibly be a push-off. Looked like some hands both ways. They got it on the offense.
Sometimes there's a fine line between being the receiver and the DB, and he knocked that one away. Might have caused an incompletion that could have been an interception.
On play action, they'll throw. His throw incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That's caught. It's Austin left side. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26.
Brandon, a good idea there on third down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop it well short.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as they'll go for it on fourth down. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on fourth down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
We're back now in KC. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. From the 31, here's 2nd and 6. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. The fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And they'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
Sometimes your crosses get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. The Steelers on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 7. That's caught. Waddle on the left side. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. All right, so they'll march backwards on the illegal block in the back.
And that's always a really tough call for the official, and I tend to give the benefit of the doubt. Remember, a block from the side is legal, but that time they made the determination that that one did come in the back.
Right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the fourth. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
He's tackled a yard short. This guy on the flag.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
And he'll go down at the 28. 70 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down.
That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though, no surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. For the right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. It's a gain of 14, down 2 to 14.
I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Second and 11. They'll set up to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try to throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Chiefs are going to get the football here at their own 23. Well, time is certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, but that interception will further hinder their already slim chance of victory.
And you're talking about time not on their side, but it certainly was on the defensive side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly. And what a benefit for them, able to pick that one off and hopefully put this game away.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
On 1st down, they go back to Pacheco. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, 15. Yellow. Go on,
Again, it's Pacheco. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated.
Behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 yards. It's 3rd and 9.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is caught inside the 5. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
As our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this